Crystal Danielle, and this is another episode of Danny Does It, Gardening Edition. Okay, so we're gonna start. I have a 4 by 8 feet raised garden bed, and I'm gonna cover the bottom of it so I can use this garden bed for the next few years. Okay, you ready? Let's go. I'm so excited. I'm trying to cover this garden bed before it gets dark. So right now it's about 6 o'clock or 5:30. I'm gonna hurry up. Okay, so first I have this. This is the landscape fabric, and it's for raised garden beds and also used for perennials, landscaping, foundation borders, etc. Okay, so we're gonna cover this bed with this fabric. Then I have my DeWalt staple gun. And so I'm starting with the corners. I want to make sure that everything is even, everything is covered, and I want the fabric to go up to where the edge of the raised garden bed is. And I'm just stapling it. So I'm starting in the corner to kind of give me a starting place. And you just go down the raised garden bed from the bottom to the top. This elevated raised garden bed is, again, 4 by 8 feet. It is about 36 inches tall. I am 5'8", so I wanted to make sure that I could stand while gardening instead of bending down if I had an in-ground garden. And this bed is made of cedar. I found a person to create this bed from Facebook Marketplace. His name is Joseph. And I was told that I did not need the fabric, but I wanted the fabric to be a barrier between the cedar wood and the garden soil. And I wanted to have this elevated raised garden bed for years to come. So right now I am stapling the top of the fabric underneath the edge of the raised garden bed, and I just do that all the way around. This garden bed was made with slits for drainage. This garden fabric also has holes for good drainage as well. That's our 9-year-old Snouse in the background. His name is King. He's always nosy. He just comes over to try to figure out what we are doing or what I'm doing and saying hello. And now he is going back about his business.
A few moments later.
All right, so I came back to see if there's any more security that's needed with the staples, and that's about it. So this is one side of the raised garden bed with the fabric, and so I'm gonna cut off the excess. Okay, so now I'm going to the other side, and I am making sure that everything is even, everything lines up. It looks like I'm gonna start in the middle, but no, I'm gonna go to my left side. It's like a black veil or something. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Love it, love it, love it.
I'm so excited, so excited.
Yep, so I'm starting with the left side, my left side, It depends on what side you start. It could be your left or your right. I'm making sure that everything is even and aligned.
Uh-oh, it's getting dark.
And I always start from the bottom because I don't want the fabric to fly up if you start from the top. And then you can always go back, especially if you don't have a lot of staples that you see in that line. Hope you can understand. Okay, okay. Now I'm stapling at the top underneath the edge, and I just follow that line under the edge. When you're stapling at the bottom, you just follow the line or the base of the elevated raised garden bed too. So I just staple all the way down.
Two 2,000 years later.
Right here, I am just stapling down the middle part of the fabric or the other side of the fabric. You see it. I'm pulling the fabric down the middle of the raised garden bed. All right, so I have like 10 minutes. You probably can't see me, but it's okay. So this is the middle part. I'm gonna cover it. I am stapling each side of the fabric onto the raised garden bed, and I am just securing the rest of the fabric that I've already stapled. Right here, I'm stapling down and securing the fabric that's already been stapled, along with stapling down the middle part at the bottom of the elevated raised garden bed, and I pulled it to the top. And now I'm going to staple the top of all three pieces across the bottom of the edge of the elevated raised garden bed. And so the areas that I think that need more staples, I'm just going back to those different areas and stapling. Now I'm cutting the excess of the fabric off the top of the elevated raised garden bed. The part that's not stapled, you can just cut the excess. Okay? Ta-da, this is the end part. This is a completed, covered, elevated raised garden bed.
You see